Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, class. This is Professor Coyote welcoming you back to our Let's Play of Europa Universalis 4, our Ethiopia, Prester John, and Blessed Nation run. Now, if you remember what last video, we solidified that grab the spice mission by taking a big ol' whack at Oman here. We managed to go all the way up to Muscat, and we spent we've now just about finished digesting that land. And in the meantime, it looks like the nation of Finj has formed. It always does around the early 1500s. They are a Coptic nation, so that's good for us. In fact, we are a little over on the Diplo relations, but maybe, considering I'm going to have to take sides between Makuria and Elodia, let's at least make nice to Finj. We can do an alliance already. Probably won't be close to vassalizing them, but we need to get a lot more bigger if we're going to try to vassalize that big old chunk. So for right now, let's at least improve relations. We don't want to hit too hard on the Diplotech because we're already 2 years behind, it looks like. And that's not good. So at least for right now, about that a bit. At least for right now, let's keep going. We've got the truce with Oman expires in 9 years, and that's what I think we're probably going to go. That's our major plan, at least while the Ajurani are still allied to the Mamluks, is we're going to try and take over a lot of the Arabian Peninsula here, but we're going to have to go up east because Hijaz is also allied with those wascally Mamluks. So, this might be a bit of a maintenance kind of episode, but so let's get into it. Of course, Oman canceled their access. I didn't even realize that Oman whatever. Anyway, so we're actually doing pretty well cash-wise. We're at 631 ducats because Oman was rich, and we took everything. So let's pause for a quick second while we look at what we can do here. Gold. Alright, there's a 12 ducat. That might be our big target. There's a 10 and a 12. Okay, so there's 12. 12. And let's see if we can get production going. 8. A couple of 5s. That's 6, and that's the gold mine, so that. Unfortunately, increasing production of gold mine doesn't do anything. So, let's see. Nope. Okay. Well, I'm not quite that desperate enough to start poking at some of those 8s. So, we got. I thought we saw ooh, a 21 and a 32. I didn't even see those. Woo. Yes. Please, may I have another? In fact, I think. Nope, you're a 12. You. Okay, so I only tapped the 12s. Okay, so that should get almost an entire full ducat once all 5 of those are built, because that was a 12, a 12, and like 45 plus right there. So, and we're making 2.5 ducats already, so that should be pretty nifty in a year. Alright, so we can't claim Wetter as a part of our campaign. That's fine. Alright. That's what else we were doing. We were trying to make nicey nice with Timurids. That can be possible. Let me pause a quick second here. We got all sorts of things going on. Can't ally them, which is fine. Did we do... Okay. We should be able to get the 100 as soon as that aggressive expansion drops. Oh, it really doesn't matter. some Yemeni separatists. So we should probably get these guys over here. Because, oh, our newer lands over here are going to, and we don't really want that without it going like that. So let me look at here. Okay. 16K. Should be popping in about, what, 4 months? Alright, okay, so we'll park here, kinda, and Kahiri, and that should be enough to look at wherever it's going to go. I mean, Sokotora is, I really hope that doesn't happen. Because we only have 3 barks. Oh, you guys, okay, you are working. Like, they should be working. They don't have any transports. Sokotora can burn! Oh, well. Missionary going, which is probably what's aggravating the Yemeni. A little bit. So we still need to figure out what we're going to do about Funj here. They are, it looks like, I mean, they can be vassalized. They're only a couple of techs behind. Speaking of techs, slowly but surely, we don't have enough provinces to actually get Renaissance yet. And that's not good, because we're already behind on colonialism, too. And I know that the Mamluks have at least Renaissance. Sorry, I keep poking around. Okay. So, unfortunately, I would like... I think that's the focus, yeah. I would like to get that next quantity idea to get us on pace with the Mamluks, but we need to get to Tech 9. I believe the Mamluks... Yep, Mamluks are Tech 9. We're not doing too hot there. I mean, unfortunately, our Nagusa Nagast only can provide 2. Excuse me, and we've already got somebody going. And we cannot re-swap until 8 years, so... We're a little behind the ball on military. Unfortunately, that is the downside of being behind on the institutions. But we'll have to see what goes on. Okay, so come on. Come on, just pop. It's actually gone up better, which is fine, but... Be nice if they just popped. Got the manpower, come on, don't want to play. Yeah, my Bushu's busy doing things. Lost army tradition, which is not good because we were already pretty low as it is. Oh, and it looks like Yemen is trying to expand into Najd. Which that's fine by me. And QQ's in civil war, so that's not good. Good news about Armenia is it looks like they've actually been able to throw off a Q. So they're still going pretty well for right now, at least until the Ottomans come and kick them in the teeth. So always got to keep an eye on them. Oh, there we go. Hopefully that can go in before I lose too much. And there we go. That is precisely what we needed to have happen. So the Yemeni are fine for now. We're going to lose a little bit of cash in... in manpower recovery. But right now, really not much. I mean, we even got a little bit of army tradition out of that. So that's spiffy. Let's see. Katha is a tech above us, and they still don't want vassalization because... meh. That's frustrating. And I think the Mamluks are still... let's see. Yeah, they're 33. So if we build to our full force limit, we'll be able to meet that. It is a little bit frustrating, but I think we're still doing pretty good here. There's not really any cause for concern yet. The Mamluks are basically happy, probably building up against the Ottomans. Whoopee, we get some legitimacy. Even though we're already at 100, legitimacy. Woo! Alright. So it looks like 7 years on the mill tag, which is not good. Okay, we kicked the Mamluks out. Are you ever protecting what you're supposed to? Let's get you doing that just in case. Come on. There you go. Meanwhile, we have boats that aren't working. They just want to be there in port. Apparently that's how they protect trade, is just by sitting in port. Spiffy. Okay. So, we're having a lovely December. It's raining, but then again, that's what it does between Halloween and Memorial Day here in the great wet state of Oregon. You know, let's go with the tax modifier because... Now, I think we already accepted a culture. I think we accepted... Yeah, we accepted Yemeni as a culture. The Omani, which is funny because we do have the development, but they need to be a state. So if I actually made that into a state, it would be enough to make Omani culture good for us. So we'll consider that in a little while. But for now, it's mostly just kind of plugging along. I'm annoyed that our numbers are so low. I mean, really, our base is just really, really bad. Apparently we gotta, even with the, well, part of that is, of course, due to focusing on admin early due to all that coring. And, well, going a little crazy. Let's see. Diplo rep. Diplo rep. Admin, give us missionary strength, because we gotta stick to the ones right now. We don't have the cash unless we upgrade her or him to a 2, but even then that's just land force limits, so I prefer to keep the discipline there. So, Warsangali. Did I actually pronounce that right? Yeah, I actually pronounced Warsangali right the first time. They're at about a 168. We need to be 190, of course, to be eaten by us later. I think that's gonna come. Okay, good. So it's just even 190, and that's all gonna have to come out of blah. Man, I am not talking about that. The aggressive expansion, I'm sorry, was actually the forced vassalization negative is what's hurting us from there. Ageron still hates us with the passion of a 1,000 suns, which is always great, but actually, I'm going to check really quickly. I know... Okay, so the Mamluks would still help. That's what we got to keep an eye on. Because the moment the Mamluks say, we're bored, or we don't want to deal with you, then we can pounce on Ageron. So really, what I probably should do is keep that spy network going. Because we're still at even mill tech, and that's a good thing. It'd be really nice if you just let us vassalize you. You're just kind of sitting there going, yo. I don't want to bleed anymore diplomatic relations because I'm already a 1 over. And we'd like to use that against Funge, so we can get a little bit going west in Africa. And in fact, it looks like they're already in the middle of a problem themselves. So, yes. All right, these are always good. So, of course, it's the prospering times. We're doing decently, so we can either go admin, mil, tech, or diplomatic. Usually, in these cases, of course, I would go for the base tax or the base production. But unfortunately, just due to the fact that we need to get into Miltech 9 as quick as possible, we'll have to go with the 25 military and the manpower. I mean, it's still 5 years out. The Mamluks are still 9 at least, so at least they're not passing us too bad yet. It looks like Oman is fighting Hejaz, so Hejaz might just block off our attempt to go up without having to fight them. Although the Mamluks aren't helping them, so that might be a good thing. Because Hejaz was allied with the Mamluks. And it probably just because they're doing an offensive war, and the Mamluks felt that Hejaz could handle it on their own. Plus, Oman looks like it's fighting 2 wars at the same time. Yeah, we kind of really hosed them over by taking a lot of their chunk. I mean, they did win against AQ. Actually, it was against Shamar pretty bad. But, yeah. Oh, gee. So I lose money and they hate me, or I can lose 10 prestige. Might as well just lose the money. We don't need to lose prestige. Our prestige is decaying enough as it is. Alright, so, okay. Oh, so Vajangar decided that they don't like us being in their playground, so we're rivals to them, which I find a little odd, but hey, you know, could always be worse. At least it's not the O. The big O. The Ottomans. The Ottomans. Oh, looks like, oh. Oman is down to... Well, that's interesting. We're down to a couple of countries that I've never seen split out. I mean, Hormuz, yeah, that makes sense, because Hormuz has always been Hormuz. But Hejaz has split out Sharjah? So that's one of those rare kind of countries you never quite see split out. I know that Darkfire Slide saw a Catholic horde up here in his Byzantium run. And I actually called him by the proper name, because I used to always call that wrong. So that would be something to look into. I mean, obviously there's a big Oman in the way. Well, a little Oman in the way. Yeah, so okay, so this is what happened. It looks like Hassa got expanded. They doubled to a whole whopping 2. Well, actually 3. They have Bahrain, Qatar, and Qatif, which is on the Saudi border, right on the lower of modern-day Kuwait. So they actually tripled in size. They probably already had Bahrain to begin with anyway. Shamar got a little nibble in. And Najd actually moved, apparently. Because Najd was up here, but they moved down. So, yeah, that's going to be interesting. I'm going to have to, like, nibble on each of them as they go up. Because half of them aren't allied with anybody. Like, Najd is plain. The Sharjah is by itself. Hormuz is by itself. And then Oman just hates everybody, and they're still fighting with Hassa, so we'll see about that. Okay, so let's keep going. You know, it's always interesting how the AI does things like that. Little changes in what you're used to. I could do an economic idea, but we're actually, that might not be a bad idea. We're at even time on admin tech. But all that gets is yearly inflation reduction and a little bit extra on force defense, so might not get that just yet. Although our inflation is psychotic, so you know what? Yeah, let's get that. Didn't realize that the inflation was that high. Okay, that's whoa. That'll help us get right back into the money too. Oh, I totally did not notice that. We've been ready on Acheron. Reminds me of all those other Let's Plays of watching that. It's like, well, you forgot to do that! You forgot to do that! And now I'm the person that's forgetting to do that. I'm sure that a couple of you have already screamed that, hey, your spy network was already at 30, Coyote. Yeah, you might want to do something about that. Wish I was a great power. Sorry. Actually, let's see how the Ottomans are. Oh, the Ottomans are at second already. So the entire world of Europe hasn't quite allied together to beat them up yet. So we'll see how that goes. Okay. We are nowhere near making Oman a state. Oh, looks like our general died. That's not good, because I don't really have the points to roll up another one yet. Let's check. Okay. Unfortunately, with this corruption... Now, okay. Now, I will apologize. I know that I said, hey, it's okay to have a corruption of about 10%. No, that is complete garbage time. I will never suggest that ever again. Because I have run into more than enough times. I've already played, not this campaign, of course, but other campaigns, where, you know, I blew all the way through to 10 corruption, and why was I not making any money? Obviously, aside from the tech issues, really, the downside of the corruption... I mean, yeah, you get that national unrest, which probably hasn't even saved my bacon, because I mean we're at -5. Really, it's probably hurting me here because it's a 3.6 on the corruption, meaning that we already would have probably pinged at least Diplotech 9 without that 3%. And, great. It's 10 years, so we'll have to deal with that. Ugh. Anyway, and it's also the money, really, that you have to throw so much money into root out corruption that that's basically 3 ducats going absolutely nowhere. Oh, it looks like a Lodia. What? Why? They're Coptic. But is there like a different version of Coptic? Oh, okay. So that's what happens. So it looks like Funj, every now and then it does this. It flips to Sunni, even though it starts as Coptic. And then, of course, Alodia generally goes bug nuts and has to go declare holy war on them so they can get that extra land. Okay, that's what happened. They must have had a holy war or something themselves, because there were some rebels, and what it must have been was it might have been flip the country to Sunni. So Elodia's like, great, they're Tech 6. I'll take it for free. Well, so much for helping out Funj there. R.I.P. Funj. That's fine. Because eventually I'm going to have to take on Elodia and grab their land, because that's always fun. In fact, we might want to think about doing that here pretty soon. It's not like they've ever been a good neighbor. Things to think about. Or we could just clean up what's left of Funj after Elodia is done with it. So that might be it. Because, of course, the problem is you've always got to keep keep on fighting in order to keep your army tradition up. But in situations like this, you almost kind of can't. I mean, especially with this one. I mean, we found that our biggest target where we could go down the east coast of Africa, yeah, is Mamlukian now. So, great. And the Mamluks seem to be sitting just pretty, not wanting to actually get into any battles themselves. So, I do apologize that this was a very boring episode. We're going to try and do it better next episode, because we're going to leave it here. I'm going to put his pin in this, and maybe we'll record another episode really quickly, or maybe we'll just, move on to something else. I know I'm a little behind on my Civ 6, and I probably do need to get another series going, just for something. Just for something to think about. But anyway, so we're going to leave this here, and next episode we will probably have our truce with Oman. In fact, it pops in 2 years, so we can gobble up this pick. In fact, here, that's what we should probably do. Build a spy network, grab Oman. Yay. Alright, so, have a good one, and with that, class dismissed.